Movie reviews by Rob and Anthony.
Hey guys, Rob here,
Anthony.
and we're bringing you another movie review by Rob and Anthony on March 18th, 2010. Now, of course, this is for a movie that comes out March 19th, 2010, which is tomorrow Friday, but we saw it on March 16th, 2010.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we saw
For
it
those
early.
who don't know.
The movie, of course, we're talking about is Repo Men,
Yeah.
starring Jude and Forrest Whitaker.
And Liev Schreiber, that handsome devil.
Directed by, now I have to look this up because it's a little bit of it's a new director.
Miguel
Sapochnik.
Sapochnik, yes.
And we are looking off of the new application, if you have an iPhone, the IMDb application, which is a very nifty thing for anyone who checks IMDb daily,
is.
like we do.
Oh wait, I have a BlackBerry.
Yeah, so you can't do that. But Repo Men, in case you didn't know, is about the future. I like future movies.
Yeah.
Where organs, artificial organs, mechanical organs, can be bought and purchased in the future.
From the Union.
Yeah, the Union, which is the company. If you have organ failure. Now, of course, the hitch of the plot is...
But it's not just organs. It's anything.
well, it's mostly organs.
You can get ears,
Yeah.
knee replacements.
Body parts. Let's
Yeah.
summarize it by body parts. But the hitch of the plot is that in the future, they basically, who wants to die?
Yeah.
You can't get a heart transplant. This is the only way you can go.
Do this for yourself.
Yeah.
Do this for your family.
Family. But you get it, and of course they are astronomical in price that you can never afford.
Need a liver? $500,000.
Yeah, it's like $600,000 for a pancreas. They put you on a payment plan. 3 months after you fault on paying the bill, a repo man, or a repo man, comes and reclaims it, but not in the most sanitary of methods and against your will. Now, I'm a little biased on this movie.
The plot kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah, the plot of this movie is very familiar because this was a movie that came out about a year and a half ago called Repo, the Genetic Rock Opera. Now, of course, it was an opera musical format,
Yeah.
but the plot was the exact same.
Except better.
The style of it was a little bit better. I want to say that I was interested in this movie when it first, not when I saw the trailer. I did not want to see it at all because I was like, I already seen this.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of Jude Law, but not in leading performances. But going to the theater to see this, the first about 20 minutes, the plot set up, the style, the performances, it was dragging me in. I was like, okay, a plot I like, let's see where it goes. After the first, I would say, 45 minutes, it starts to drag, and the movie's only about an hour and 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
Those last 40 minutes are just really bizarre, unbearable.
I thought it was like 3 hours long. I was like, how long is this thing? Oh my god.
It's one of those things where, like, Repo, the Genetic Rock Opera, I think worked. Some people, it didn't work because they don't like musicals, but I think the plot worked in it because the music and all, like, it carried it. Whereas this was just, here's the plot. It's very generic. It's very, it can't carry an hour and 40 minutes.
I was under the impression that we were seeing a remake of the 1980s film with Emilio Estevez, Repo Man.
No.
I was
Unfortunately,
wrong.
that is not
I was like, what is this?
correct. The girl in it, Alice Braga, and Jude Law have no chemistry.
No.
They meet and randomly have a love interest.
She's like a drug addict.
Drug addict that has, like, black market organs. There's a lot of contradictions within this plot, things that afterwards don't make sense. It has a ending that I'm not going to ruin, of course, but I think it made it better in some aspects, but in the long run it was just completely horrible. And it wasn't out of left field because, especially if you're a movie person, they don't just put things in movies and ignore them. Everything is there for a purpose, unless you're Shutter Island and you're drinking with a glass that disappears and you use it as an excuse. But it was a movie that I think it had some very cool action sequences and some good gory death kills, but overall it was very boring. And I wouldn't say, like, Forrest Whitaker did a good job. It's not his normal role, I don't think.
He's kind of a little crazy.
Yeah, normally he's like I think the more logical.
Yeah.
Except for when he was in, wasn't he in Gothica?
I don't know. I know he was in Good Morning Vietnam.
Liev Schreiber, I thought, did a good job.
Liev Schreiber was my favorite part.
He's always very amusing.
Yeah.
So, of course, Liev Schreiber, I always think of Cotton Weary from Scream movies.
I always think of Sabretooth.
The most recent role he's played. But and Jude Law, like I said, I like Jude Law. I like Jude Law and Gattaca.
My biggest problem with Jude Law is when he's not talking, he just looks very like
Depressed.
confused and sad.
There is a scene in this where he's typing on a typewriter and he's narrating, and the actress comes up and says, "What are you typing?" And I half expected him to say, "Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events." If you've seen that movie, you'll get the joke, but because his voice sounded exactly the same, and he was typing in like a dark room and all. And I was like, "Oh, look, they need that's a movie they need to make another one of, not Repo Men." So
the relationship with him and his wife.
it was completely horrible. Most of it just felt very uncomfortable, and the plot, although interesting, like I said in the beginning, eventually when you get to the main plot where he gets an artificial organ of his own and decides to, instead of getting a job where he can kill people because he decides he can't kill people anymore, he decides to be homeless.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't you get another job?
Yeah.
And even that whole plot doesn't make sense. If you're injured on the job, I would think the job would pay for your organ, not start charging you for one when they put it in against your will. I'm not ruining anything there because that's all in the trailer.
Yeah.
But, I mean, check it out if you want, but I would recommend DVD rental on this one.
Yes.
I mean, other than that, the Bounty Hunter comes out this week with Gerard Butler and Jennifer Aniston. I did not see it, have no real interest in seeing it, but it might prove more entertaining in points because Gerard Butler can tend to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, and of course,
I kind of want to go to the theater and buy a ticket for Repo Man just so I can see the Predators trailer and then just get my money back afterwards.
that should be online soon too.
Yeah.
Robert Rodriguez, Predators, starring Adrian Brody. I wasn't very pumped on that movie until I saw the footage and stuff on the website, and it looks amazing. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. And of course, next week is Hot Tub Time Machine, which you already did a review for.
Yeah.
But I'll be seeing it.
See it, it's funny. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Next week.
I'll give you a proper review for it.
We just got lost.
And check out our shorts. And Anthony did a short recently. I did a little promo video for it earlier, as well as another lesson to the things you should never do, which I'm gonna try to keep up on. I'll try to bring you like one a week, and reviews and stuff like that. Try to get maybe like a weekly like day thing. Like on this day I'll bring you this, on this I'll bring you that. If I have time. If not, just expect things at random like you have been. And we'll try to keep doing movie reviews for you. So, my overall review for Repo Men would probably be a 2 to 2.5 out of 5. Entertaining, cinematically beautiful, but in the long run, felt very stale.
2 out of 10. I like Liev Schreiber.
Okay.
That's my only reason.
Till next week,
Things you shouldn't do.
make Repo Men.